Tyler, you know what's really crazy, man? Is you and I have actually interviewed some people in the past. We had a podcast together. We've interviewed quite a few people together, but today you're in the hot seat, man. How does it feel
Yes,
being in?
sir.
How does it feel being in the hot seat?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like now, I'm the guest now. It's role reversal.
We had a
I love
really we had a
the
good
challenge.
run as well. I think it was like 30 something episodes,
We
man, of
did,
that
we did.
podcast. That's
It
like
was a
deep.
fun run too. It
That's
was
a
a fun run
deep
too.
lore, flashy YouTube channel
Oh yeah,
lore. That's some deep ones right there. But
and it's out there too. It's out there too. If anyone wants to
it is. It is.
go down that rabbit hole,
That's
it's
a
a fun little rabbit
that's a
hole.
deep rabbit hole, man.
It's a fun little rabbit hole.
That is absolutely insane. But I wanted to bring you on the show, man, because you're one of the first people I knew to kind of just go into this solo venture and just kind of drop everything and be like, you know what? I'm going to do what I want to do, and that is freelance photography, freelance videography, video editing, and all of that. So I kind of wanted to start there from the origins of this. So not a lot of, I don't think anybody would know this, but back in middle school, you used to do like little skits and stuff like that with your friends. Is that kind of where it all started, where you kind of was like, dude, I love working with cameras, whether it's in front of the camera, behind the camera? Like, is that kind of where it all started, or was this later down the line and you just kind of did that for fun?
Yeah. No. So like way back in the day, like yeah, we're talking like around middle school. Yeah, when YouTube, like this was when YouTube like first came out.
Hmm.
So like, and I was on, that was like my new favorite website. Like I was on that all the time, and just like the random shit that was on that site all the way back then. Like that's just it was just random stuff, and I
Yep.
wanted to do that. It looked fun, so yeah, me and like a couple of friends would make these like random news anchor type skits, and we just like throw them up there, and then yeah, that like branched into filming like family like travels and stuff, and then here we are today.
What family travels cut 15 years ahead. That's really
Here we are today.
what kind of cameras were you
Just a
working
giant
with back
snowball,
then?
Cameras.
Yeah, like where were you getting like your equipment from? I mean, in middle school, no kid has money, right? Were you like using your parents' cameras? Like, what?
Yeah.
How did all that? How did you first start to get the camera in your hand and start actually shooting stuff?
Well, my mom and dad used to have like a camera, and then my dad had like an old video camera that he would really only use to film like our Christmas mornings and all that, and like school events and stuff.
Mhm.
So whenever he wasn't using it, I would like steal it. But this is back when I had to record on CDs.
Oh
So
my
like I had to
goodness.
go out and like, but like that was fine because I had to come up and buy the CDs myself. So I had to use my allowance. That's all where my allowance went. Just these CDs that I would burn onto into the camera and just like go straight to that. And that's crazy.
Using your allowance to buy CDs to make content, man. You're the OG content
The
creator,
hustle,
bro.
dude, the
Yes,
hustle was real
hustle.
back there,
That
man.
was the hustle back
We were
then, man.
straight hustling back there, man.
Oh, that is so funny. I love to hear it. So let's again fast forward. I don't want to get to where here we are now, where you kind of skip 17 years of your journey as a freelancer, but I want to take a pause in the middle where, if I'm not mistaken, you actually left college relatively early on, and you're like, you know what, screw this. Like I know all this, and I'm gonna go kind of do my own thing. What was the leading up to that? What was the thought process like? Were you paying for college on your own time at that point, or did you have to like have a difficult conversation with your parents to be like, yo, I'm leaving? What, like, in the weeks and months leading up to it, kind of what was your mindset?
Yeah, luckily for me, it wasn't really that like difficult of a conversation to have with my parents because like obviously like no parent wants to hear like, hey,
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here, dude, peace. Like no one wants to hear that, but I think just them knowing that there were so many avenues that I can use my skills, like I didn't have to be like pigeonholed to one, like doing business stuff for the rest of my life. Like I can use my skill sets to like do ads and advertisement, or social media stuff, or music videos, and like just literally any type of video content I'd be able to edit. So it wasn't too bad. But it was definitely an eye opener when I was in school, and it was my second year when I decided to drop out. But it was like I was excelling in every class, like not to fucking
No flex here. No
not to
flex.
flex or anything, but I was like I had a pretty difficult editing professor who I was the only one that got an A in that class. Everyone else got a B plus. He was super, and it was like A minus, A plus, A. and like he was giving them out left and right, or not A's, like he was giving out all like the minuses and pluses left and right. So it was like he was very, very like precise with his grading. I was the only one that got above an A.
Hmm.
So I was like, all right,
I know
that's
that.
it.
So
That's my sign. Like I gotta. This is too easy.
were you teaching yourself like I guess at this point it was Adobe Premiere, Photoshop? Did you just teach yourself all of this leading up to going to school, and you just happen to know it all already?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely knew a good chunk going into school. I really only learned like terminology while I was in school. Like I knew all the basics of functions of the program itself beforehand, which was definitely a help because I know some of the people in that class were just starting for the first time. So I definitely had like a nice leg up. Yeah, knowing all the terminology is really like all the information I knew that was new to me. But yeah, all like the program stuff I pretty much had a good grip on going in, which was nice.
Right, and then so you drop out. You're like, I know all this. Like, I'm kind of just wasting my time and money here. I'm gonna go make money. What were some of your first like clients and things like that when you first started doing freelance? Did you line some up before you left, or did you just leave cold turkey and you're like, well, now I got to go find some?
Yeah. Well, starting at the very end of my second year, I was looking for summer internships, and I found an internship that started before my uh, school year ended. So I did the internship, and by the time that finished, they were like, "Hey, we would love to hire you full time because we really like what you're doing, but we understand you're in the middle of school, so we don't want to like persuade you or pressure you into doing anything you don't want to." So then I went back to school and was talking to my editing, like professor about what I want to do because it's a tough choice. And yeah, I knew school was going to be expensive, especially the one that I chose because it was private, so it was going to be fucking up there, and I was not looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was straight up like, "Listen, you clearly know what you're doing, and I feel like the only way for you to learn is to have real world experience and to just go fucking be first into the deep end, you know."
Yeah. And then how was
And
that?
that's what he did,
How
yeah.
was the first? Was it scary to leave school and just go take this job, or were you just like, I'm ready for it, let's do it?
It was it was weird because it was definitely like a big step, and it was like my first real corporate job. So I'm coming off of a little like imposter syndrome. Like I was just in school, now I'm like already like working for a company.
Right.
But I did learn a lot at that job. My mentor Josh, he taught me a great deal of things and stuff that I still use today, which is always nice. But yeah, I definitely learned a lot there. So it took like a month for me to warm up and be like, okay, this is the right
move.
This is definitely the right move.
That's
yeah.
awesome. I love that. I love when things like that are like scary and then you just dive headfirst in, and then like you said,
Dude,
it's just like
it all clicked in like a month. I was like, I got into work like a Monday morning, and I was like, yeah, this is right.
that's such a great feeling to have, man. I absolutely love it. So
and like, cause like everyone was still in school at that point, so I was like, yeah.
And you're over here making money, dude. You're
it was
you're buying new video games. You're buying food for yourself.
It was a paid internship, which was like I was lucky enough, so I was already getting paid.
Nice.
And then they were like, they hit me with the, yeah, we'll give you a salary, and I was like,
salary right away, huh?
I'm like, but
right off the bat, that's absolutely
salaried
awesome.
employee, dude.
That's how it goes, man. So
looking at him.
You were hired, right? So I mean, I don't know, man. Freelancing is like a gray area, right? Because if you do pick up a job like that, like, yeah, it's a job, but I feel like at the same time, like, it's still freelancing. You know, like, you're putting yourself out there with your skills, and someone's hiring you to do it. Whether you're an independent contractor or employee, you know?
Yeah, like that was a 9 to 5, and like, listen, if you really want to fucking hustle, like, you go home and I can edit. Like, for instance, I still am editing. I edit a podcast on the side, and we're like we're at this point like 500 episodes, over 500 episodes deep. So I've been doing this for years now. I've been doing this since I've had that job. So that's where I got it.
You were doing freelance work as well as your main job. So that's what I was going to ask. Were you picking up like side projects while working the 9 to 5?
Yeah, that was one of them. But like there was a whole like if you really wanted to, dude, you can shoot like late night you know, like eatery joints, like fucking like bodega stuff. Like if whoever, like everyone needs video, man. I'm sure you
Yeah,
can find
exactly. And
anything out there, like
that's the thing.
pizzerias,
If you
fucking
got a
anything, dude.
camera, you can find some work, and you know how to use it.
One
You
hundred
can
percent,
definitely find some work.
100%. You really can.
So, what were some other projects that you were working on back then? And actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna switch my question. If someone is like trying to get into freelancing, was that a good time in your life where you were working that 9 to 5, coming home and editing your side projects, or were you shot, or both,
Uh,
or both?
it was. I mean, it definitely had its moments. Like I was for sure shot, like because I'm editing all day.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
editing
tough,
all
man.
day,
It's tough.
and but the thing is, I was working for a startup advertising agency, so we were we were hustle and bustling, and it was exhausting in
Mm.
like all the good ways. Like I definitely like I I learned to like edit really fast now because of that job, so I'm like super thankful for that.
Yeah,
But
watching you
yeah,
edit
dude,
is insane, man. It
there were
blows my
some
mind.
days though. There were some days though where I was fucking beat. The last thing I wanted to do was turn my home computer on and stare at another fucking screen for any other second, dude. I
So,
was
I think that's actually a pretty good segue. You know, how did you find the motivation to get home and turn your computer on and open up Premiere and look at a brand new timeline and start from scratch on a new
yeah.
project? Like, how did you find that motivation to do it day in and day out?
Well, it honestly to me it was all like personal projects. Like if I love traveling. I mean, who doesn't? But I like documenting it
Mm,
solely for the reason for when I'm like 75, 80, like on a hospital bed, I can like look at like how big of an idiot I was in the past. But like I made it look cool for
yeah, it
my future
definitely looked
self, so I
good.
was
It
like, oh
definitely looked
yeah,
good.
exactly. But like that's the reason why I do it. So every time I travel, every time I'm like with friends or whatever, I'll try and bust the camera out, and I have a lot of fun reliving those moments, even though it might have happened fucking a week ago.
Right.
You know, sometimes I like let a project sit, especially if it's like a fun little like travel thing I did, and it's like I give it a couple months, maybe because I'm like I procrastinate most likely, but yeah, I get around to editing it, but it's like it's so much fun reliving those moments and then like picking out like the right soundtrack to it. It's like just making a story out of what you did. Like I suck that shit up. So like it's easy for me to get into that zone.
Nice.
But that's only when I really shoot something like that I was like
That you
super
enjoy.
passionate about.
Right.
If I shoot something just to make a bag real quick, I'm like, and if it's soul crushing, it's even worse when you're trying to edit it, dude. There's like no
It's
motivation. But
really tough to get through that, man.
dude, sometimes it's the deadlines that light a fire under your ass, and you're
Hmm.
just like, oh, all right, next week
See,
is already
that's
here.
my tech right there. You
Shit.
procrastinate till you got like 3 hours left, and you have no choice
Yes,
but
sir,
to do
dude.
it. So you got to do it. That's terrible
I
advice.
can
Don't.
speed on that
No,
shit,
yeah,
dude. That's,
nobody listen to that advice. The worst advice
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
could give. But if people haven't realized by now, you kind of wear all the different hats that are involved in kind of this space, right? So you're a videographer, you're a photographer, you're a video editor, you're a photo editor, right? You do kind of everything. Now, do you have
Kind of have to.
to start? Okay, perfect. Yeah, you do kind of have to, right? Because again, it's just being able to sell yourself even more when it comes to these freelance projects. But on a more positive note, right? Like, out of all those hats that you wear, do you have a favorite one?
Hmm. It's fun. If you asked me that like 5 years ago, I would have said editing,
Mm.
but it's definitely videographer being behind the camera.
Like actually taking the video in that
Yeah,
moment.
I definitely I think I can grab a better shot footage wise rather than photography wise. Like if I'm being honest, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing
Dude,
when I'm
photography
like
is so
shooting
hard,
photography.
man,
Like
bro. People think it's literally just point the camera and press the button.
it's
Dude,
not, dude.
that is
I'm still struggling, dude. I'm still
photography is
struggling.
no joke, man.
But I think I definitely know because like I started shooting footage. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like I said, oh, since middle school, I've been like recording footage, and that's what I think the best at. So
It's all about the footage, huh?
I definitely want to keep doing that, but it's harder to do that now. Like I'm editing that more nowadays because it's just easier to do that because companies already have content. They just want me to like throw it together, chop it up.
Yep.
So it's definitely easier to edit, harder to shoot footage. But yeah, every time I do have the opportunity to get behind the camera, oh, it's a good time.
So one thing that I always kind of enforce is that I do think that photographers, videographers, stuff like this, these freelancers, right, kind of what you're doing, are entrepreneurs, and a lot of this show is based around entrepreneurs, and again, content creators, entrepreneurs. Have you thought anything about quote unquote legitimizing your Hansen Visuals business, like creating an LLC or trademark? I don't even know what you would need in your case, but I think the best case would be like LLC. Or do you just do everything through like your full name? Is there any thought to like go the LLC route and actually create a business in the state that you're living in?
Yeah, there definitely is for sure. Especially because like I'm not like traveling across the world every every other week, so it would make sense for me to do it locked down. But I should and I will do that at some point. Just right now in this moment, I'm kind of just I'm chilling.
Just
I'm
got your
just hanging out.
projects that come in, and
Exactly. I'm like letting them come to me at this point.
wow, so you don't reach
Well,
out to anybody anymore, huh?
not well, not yet. Not yet. We're in like I have some projects that I'm working on now that I'm desperately trying to get off my plate because it's been way too long
Right.
and I need to finish them. So once that's over,
Right.
oh,
Yeah, you got.
you're not ready.
I'm being 100% here, man. And anybody in Tyler's position, you really gotta LLC, man, because you gotta write off all like, bro. You could buy a sick
Dude, I
camera
know.
and just write it off. You
I
have to
know.
write it off.
Dude, this shit's expensive
All
too.
all
You
of the
have to.
programs that you're paying for every single month, like the Adobe Suite and all that, write off.
Yep.
You gotta
Yep.
do that stuff, man, because
I
right now you're
just got
just
yeah, dude, I know. I know. I just ended up my student trial ran out
they
for one of
got
the
me
programs
too,
that I use.
man. They got me too.
Bastards, dude.
It went
Those
up.
bastards.
It went up. The student trial of Adobe Creative Cloud. They got me, man. They're like, wait, this guy's not a student anymore, and he hasn't been for 4
Yeah,
years.
like, wait a second, back it up.
They got
Back
me,
it up.
man. But seriously, when you LLC, like, that's all stuff you need to do to run your business.
I
And I
know,
think
dude.
even just LLCing yourself and your company, it just puts you in a different mindset. Because now you're not just working on, like, projects or anything like that, right? What you're doing is
You're building a
working,
business.
you're building your business. Exactly. And I
Yeah.
think that's why it's important to do. But I'm happy at least it's on your mindset right now to try to go and do that. But
Like that's the thing, because like I definitely I will get there at some point,
mm,
but I feel like personally I don't have enough stuff to get myself there now, if that makes sense. Like I can do that if I wanted to, but like, I feel like I personally want a good collection of stuff under my belt before I get to that next level. Because
first
once
I think you've gotten there, man. You've done so
well,
much shit in the past
yeah,
10
no,
years, dude.
you're right. But I also have to like in my head kind of like
Yeah.
narrow exactly which lane I want to go down, because again,
Absolutely.
like as I said, there's so many
You're wearing a lot of
directions I
hats,
can
man.
go in.
You're wearing a lot of
Yeah,
hats.
so once I like lock into that in my head, I'm just gonna fucking
Yeah.
cruise down it,
I agree. And we kind of had to talk a little bit when we first got on the call before we started recording, but it was kind of just like you being a jack of all trades is both a good thing and a bad thing, right? When you're a jack of all trades, you can just take projects anywhere. You can do whatever you got to do. You don't got to add anybody else because you can do it all yourself. But then at the same
Mhm.
time, it's like, well, what if I really want to focus down? And it's like, how do I pick one? How do I
Yeah.
just pick one aspect of it? Because you've done so much stuff. You do editing for advertising agencies. You do a lot of music stuff, which we're going to get into very soon, right? And kind of trying to figure out, it's scary. It's really scary to just be like, okay, I'm going to knock out all of this and I'm only going to do this. Because in
Yeah.
your brain, you're automatically like, well, what if I don't like this in a month or two? And
Yeah.
what if I want to go
Yeah.
back to all that? So it's tough, man. It's definitely a tough thing to do. But yeah,
And
being
they're all different too. Like it's yeah, you're editing. It's like I can edit whatever, but it's like completely different styles, different timing of cuts. It's like there's a science to like everything. Everything's different, even though it's all the same.
and you've been doing this for so long. My question is, how do you get better after doing it for so long? How do you get better at editing?
Yeah.
Is there a cap? How do you get better at videography? Is there a cap?
No, honestly, as cap as this might sound,
Oh gosh.
practice makes perfect, dude. Like if you really want to be like, let's use music videos for example. If you want to be a good music video editor, you need to you need to edit music videos. Like you need to watch music videos. Like that needs to be all you consume. Like I don't want to call myself a music video editor, but I do edit music videos.
At this
and
point,
I do have a lot of fun doing it. And I do consume a lot of them. Like I'll even watch music videos for artists I don't even know a thing about. Artists I don't even like, I'll still watch their videos. Yeah, I have a whole like YouTube like playlist of music videos that I genuinely liked, like creatively, whether it was like shot right or the lenses they use, whatever. Like if there's anything I liked about it, I'll throw it in there, and I'll just like go back to it every once in a while. But yeah, it's just like that's got to be everything that you consume. You know, like you got to be 100% in it.
Yeah, and
going back to the whole like picking your
lane,
choosing your lane. Yeah,
and I think that's definitely accurate because we've shot a bunch of stuff together, and when we'll like, for example, you and I went to TwitchCon, and we made an awesome video of going to TwitchCon together. It's so good. It's if you guys are on the Flashy channel, you definitely saw it. It's the homepage video, and it will forever be that.
Link in the description.
Link in it. I'm gonna link. It'll be linked in the description, and if you're listening to this on Spotify, it'll be in the notes. But yeah, we would go out for the day. We would shoot at the convention center, do what we had to do, right? We would come back to the hotel room, and we would just watch music videos. And we would be like, oh, see how they did this cut? See how they did this? Look at this. Maybe we can incorporate this tomorrow. Let's try to do this. See how this cut? I think we got a shot like that, right? And we were just, and that's with everything. I think my brain, I love music videos, dude. I think they're so good for.
They just give you an excuse to be as dumb as possible, but still crazy, have like some creative integrity with it. It's like it gives you the perfect excuse to just do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, music videos are great, and I love those moments in the hotel room where we just kept putting up a bunch of different music videos, and I was like, yo, let's try to get this shot tomorrow. Let's get this shot. Oh, what if we do this with this cut or this transition? Now I like looking back on the TwitchCon. There was such a crazy experience, but that moment of just using music videos as inspiration is crucial. And last week on the show, we had Mr. Aquaman on, and he was talking about how you got to find inspiration everywhere, and I think that is the perfect example. Like, for example, when you're watching movies and TV shows and stuff, are you looking at their editing techniques or their camera work?
Yeah, I never don't now. It's like I'm cursed. I'm cursed. It's like if I see like the slightest little slip up, I go up.
You gotta find inspiration everywhere. Again, like you're making you're making like a travel video for your skiing trip, but you can go watch like a horror movie and find inspiration in some of their camera techniques there. Like inspiration's everywhere, and I think it's critical.
I have my notes section on my phone is just random video idea. If I saw something that I liked, I'd be like, inward transition from top left frame. Like,
oh my gosh, I love it, man.
It's a mess, dude. It's a mess, but I love it.
It's so good. It's controlled chaos in that notes section.
100%.
That's exactly what it is. But we were talking a lot about music videos, and that's kind of where I wanted to transition the latter half of this episode, because I feel like a lot of your time recently has been very heavily involved in the music industry. And I know you love music, so it kind of just went hand in hand.
Yes.
But when did you kind of start to dip your feet into making music videos and doing like photo shoots with these artists?
Yeah, I mean, I like going back to like the early like middle school days, like I went to Canada, for instance, with my family, and I just like recorded it, but it wasn't anything special. It was literally just like the raw clips put together in a timeline. And that was it. Like I didn't even add like background music to it at that point. But then like that spiraled into, adding background music and like editing the video to the music, like almost finding the music first, and then editing to it. And then because I love that so much, I figured what's the best like way I can have that excuse to do that for work, just edit to music, and like obviously going the music route, like working with, DJs, producers, you name it. I'll sign me up for that shit,
Yeah, I literally like I'll see like your stories on Instagram or something, and every day or like every weekend you're always at some show just behind the DJ, just filming them, and then like a couple weeks later, like the sickest little like 30-second clip of that DJ is gonna come out that you edited. It looks so good, and like all your pictures and stuff like that. They just look so good.
And that's the thing too, man. That's the thing too. See, I love music, and I just like that atmosphere.
Yeah, it's good energy.
So, listen, man, being the man with the cam, that gets you places that you can't normally get to, man. Like, I'm in the DJ booth, bro. Where are you at? You know what I'm saying? You're in the back, dude. You're in the back. Have fun in the back, dude.
All right, you didn't have to turn it into a flex, dude. Like,
no, but like, that's why I love it, man. Like, while everyone else is enjoying that night, like, let's say it is like at a club or whatever, like everyone's having a good time. I'm just cruising with a camera, man, getting like incredible looking shots, like CO2's going off, dude. Everyone's having a good time, man. I love it.
And it looks so good
just
on
capturing
camera.
the moments.
Yes,
you know?
that honestly, that's really what it comes down to. I think you love capturing the moment.
I love doing that. Like, that's my favorite. Like, that's why I bring my camera to like all these travels that I go on to. Where like, that's why I bring my fucking expensive ass camera on the ski slope when that's definitely not the best idea.
Definitely the first thing they say not to do.
Anyway,
Yeah.
But I do it anyway. You know, I have to. You got to do it for the shot sometimes.
I want to ask you something. So I'm going to get very specific about this one. You actually have I guess you'd be considered a DJ that you kind of grew up listening to, and then you got to a point where you actually got to film for him and make something for him. I believe the DJ's name was Capslap.
Yo, shout out Capslap.
So you were listening to him a lot growing up, and then you got a chance to actually work with him and make a video for him. What was what was that like when you got to when it made it real, right? Like you had this amazing DJ that you listened to day in and day out, probably while you're editing, and now he's right in front of you, right in front of your camera. What was how did that come to be, and then what was that like?
Dude, Capslap, man. He was the first he was pretty much the first how I got into like the hour-long mixes. Like I never really listened to hour-long mixes at this point. And then our friend Ryan introduced me to him, having all these like incredible hour-long mixes for the car rides and stuff. So we're like, hell yeah. And we kept listening as he kept putting them out. Spring break mix, summer mix, winter mix, school tailgate mix. So like any event you can possibly have, like he had a mix for. And so he would just keep coming out with like similar vibed mixes. And when I was just starting shooting like nightclubs and everything, I don't even think I shot a nightclub at that point yet. I saw he was in Atlantic City on his Instagram story. So I fucking went up to that 3-point line, shot my shot in that DM, and it actually worked, dude. It actually worked. Yeah, he forwarded it to his manager, and then we were having a conversation with his manager, and then she made it happen.
And now,
but it worked.
So,
it actually worked.
I love that you brought up the cold DM because I am the firmest believer
in
the
cold
dark, dude. DM. You have to
take
the
shot in the dark.
You have to take
man.
it. Shout out my boy Wayne Gretzky. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. No, but seriously, we're in a day and age, and I don't think people realize this, where your message is literally in the palm of someone's hand.
Yeah, man. It's powerful.
Whether they see it or not is how well you figure out how to get that message in the palm of their hand, right?
But it's the fact that we even have that ability in the first place, dude.
Bro, and
you know what I'm saying? 20 years ago, I would not be able to
send them a letter.
Exactly. I'd have to write a fan letter and stuff, you know?
But no, seriously. It's crucial, man. And again, I had Aquaman on last week, like I said before. And the way that relationship started with me and him in terms of me working on his company with his YouTube channel and stuff was I sent him a DM on Twitter. But again, you need to offer something, right? You can't just be like, hey, let me work for you. So my question is...
There's a science to it, folks.
Yeah, exactly. So when you DM'd Capslap, right? This amazing DJ that you loved listening to, he's within like 2 hours of where you're at that point, right? Whatever, at Atlantic City. What did you write, and did you include any of your work, or were you just like, "Hey, man, I could come make a video for you"?
Well, first of all, right off the bat, I was like, "Yo, I want to shoot you a video free. I don't want anything. So whether you take it or not, it's up to you. I just want to be able to."
Just let me bring my camera inside.
Yeah, right? that's literally all I said. I was like, "Hey, I've been listening to you for a while. I saw you were in Atlantic City. I'm a videographer. This is what I do. Would love to shoot for you. Let me know." Shot in the dark, dude. But it worked.
That's so
That worked.
awesome, man. That is so freaking awesome.
And that was the first time, and then it ended up I was able to shoot for him again maybe a year ago, and that was fun too. That was
You let your work speak for itself. You did a good job, and
that's exactly. He was like, dude, I love the edit you made, and then he brought me back.
that's amazing. Any plans to work with him again, or is there nothing as of right now?
Oh, dude, I mean, if he's in the area, 100%. But like, he's like all over the place, So next time he's on the East Coast, I gotta.
He's crushing it, man. I remember listening to him like way back, like beginning of high school, man. He was putting out those like I don't even know what like mashups. They were called mashups, I think, back then. He was.
Well, yeah,
that.
that's what Ryan like. And Ryan showed me the mashups, and then from there we found his mixes and
mixes
just
went
from there.
Yeah. So
yeah, the mashups, dude. That's what did it.
Were you shooting any, or were you filming any like DJs and stuff before that, or he wasn't the first one, right? You've done.
No, he was the first one.
Are you serious? That was the first time in music at all, or just like DJ?
No, not
club?
in music, but like in a club setting. Like that was the first time that I was like, holy shit, I'm actually doing this.
Yeah, while you're holding your camera, holy shit.
Yeah, I'm like, and dude, they had a bar, and I was like, I was in go mode, bro. As soon as I was like in there, I was like, I'm fucking here. We're doing this shit.
Yep.
And I ended up getting on top. I stood on top of the back table, and like the bartender like said it was cool, so I did it. But I was just like looking down at my camera. I'm like, damn, I'm standing on top of the bar in the back.
Filming cap.
First night, yeah, like this is sick.
That's awesome. I love anything for the shot, man. You got to get the shot. That's what's the most important thing. You got to get the shot. So how did you kind of transition? Were you doing music videos before you started going to doing the clubs and the DJs, or have you not at this point where we're at in the timeline? Did you not shoot any music videos yet?
I don't think nothing real. Like if I shot a music video, I don't think it saw the light of day. But yeah, that was like my first big thing. Like everything up until then, I think was more like on the personal side of things, like personal trips and stuff. But yeah, I think that was my first like big music thing, and then it like I used that to get everything else for sure.
And I believe that you've been working pretty closely with an artist called, I believe his name is Titus, right? And I think he's crushing it on Spotify. He's doing his thing on Instagram. I always see you guys together. You're shooting for him and stuff.
Yeah, how did
that relationship kind of form? Was this another cold DM?
That was another cold DM, man.
I'm telling you guys, man. That
was another cold DM. I saw and it was crazy too, because like I was subscribed to like a music sharing channel, like a rap sharing channel on YouTube, and I listened to this. The song came out. I listened to it. I was like, oh shit, this is a nice song. So I followed the artist because I wanted to like see if he had more stuff because I liked his sound. And I ended up following him and realized he was like in Jersey. So I was like, holy shit, he's in Jersey. I gotta like see how close I am. And then he's like not even like 40 minutes away from me. So I was like, yo, we gotta make something happen, man. We have to make something happen.
And then that was the first thing you guys
shot? We were just shooting like cemetery photos. Like we went to a cemetery and just took
definitely
photos.
Healthy. That's a healthy start.
Yeah, we went to a cemetery and then to like a weird garden with like a bunch of statues in it. Looked pretty cool. But
sick.
Yeah, that was the first thing we did. And it wasn't for anything. It was, I think,
just Instagram shots.
I think. It wasn't really for anything. But I shot more video on that one, though. I shot more video for that one than I did photos, but I did shoot a bunch of stuff.
Always back to the videos, man. Always back to the videos. And then you guys have worked together a bunch since, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Any music videos that you remember off the top of your head that you made for him that are on his YouTube channel?
I helped shoot. Yeah, I helped shoot two of his Love Myself music video and One Last Time music video.
And you edit those as well? Or you shot them?
No, I didn't edit those. I helped shoot. There was a main guy, and then I was like getting the the B camera angles, and then any other like random pickup shots and whatnot.
I actually didn't even have that on my list of questions here, but what was it like working with another camera guy that you've never met before? Because your shots need to be cohesive with each other in the edit, in the post. Oh, so how do you how'd you mitigate that?
I fucking love it, dude.
Really?
I love it. no stress on my shoulders, man. That's all him. He tells me what to do, I do it. You know?
Oh, really?
No stress. I fucking love it.
You like being the B camera guy?
He tell tell me where to go, tell me what to shoot, tell me where to point. I got you. It's easy as that. Said and done, dude.
Have you ever shot with a B camera guy where you're camera A?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I did a wedding a couple months ago.
You do weddings as well. That's some good money, man.
Let me ask, man of many talents.
Let me ask something about the wedding thing, dude. That is like, bro, that is such a fear of mine. Like filming someone's wedding, because bro, if you get home and you import those photos and videos and their ass, you are screwed.
You want to hear something?
Bring on the stories, man. I have to know the stories, dude.
I haven't sent it yet. I'm still like trying to fix it. But we used a lav mic to mic up the pastor.
Fear, dude. Oh my
gosh. Well, I've done this.
Going.
I've done this multiple times. Never failed me once. Because
for those listening, hold on, sorry. Lav mic, just regular wireless microphone, right?
Yeah, a regular wireless mic.
Okay.
Yeah, clip on. And I've done this multiple times, and it's good enough. I just crank it so it gets, because especially if I don't have, because I wasn't using my equipment. So if I ever have one, I do it on the pastor, so I get both the bride and the groom's audio. And beautiful day, little hot. Everyone was drinking water, you know. Beautiful, right? I was like, there could be a little breeze. A little breeze would be nice because it's a little hot. The second the ceremony started, it sounds like she was standing in front of a jet turbine. The wind was the entire time. And it only started the second the music started. It was quiet, it was fine. Music starts, and she's in front of a fan the entire time. I'm like, oh my God.
Wait, so what do you gotta do? And of course, there's no way for you to tell until this is all said and done.
I have to figure out how to perform a miracle, my dude. That's what I gotta do.
You need to do like the open heart surgery version of editing audio in that situation, don't you?
I can't be doing this, you know what I'm saying? My hands gotta be
You gotta be steady hands, man. You gotta be steady hands. That is horrifying, man.
No, that was the worst. That was the worst. And it literally just happened to me too.
Wait,
it was the worst.
You just recently shot that wedding?
Yeah.
Like 9 months ago. No, man. And are they like texting you like, "Hey, where's our footage?" And you're just like, "Oh."
No, thankfully it's through someone. So like they're doing all of like the talking for me. So I'm just like I'm just the guy editing and shooting, you know.
You shot it as well though. You were there filming it and all that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But dude, that was when I was A camera and I had a B camera with me.
Dude, like people have asked me when I have my camera out to like if I'll do like bridal showers or baby showers and stuff. Even then, I'm like,
no, it is nervous because it's like it's
a wedding, bro.
It's an important day, man. It's an important day.
That is their day. And if you botch that, that's GG's, man. That is GG.
Yeah. Never
like
again.
Everything else I shoot, like if it's for my YouTube channel or anything like that, it's like, okay, if I botch this, it's all good.
Yeah,
I'll just scrap the footage or I'll just go reshoot it. But with that, you got one shot. You have one shot that day to get the good.
One opportunity, baby.
Dude, you gotta have some cojones to film a wedding, man. Especially if you're not some like straight up.
Quick on your feet, especially if you're not paying attention and you start hearing like the do you take them? It's like you gotta rush to the middle. I'm like, I'm not missing this shot, dude.
So when did you start doing weddings then? Was that early on, or was this a recent thing when you started being way more comfortable enough than behind the camera?
Oh yeah, weddings were another thing that I kind of just like let come to me. Like I did 2 of my cousins' weddings, and then I used those weddings to help do other weddings through like old coworkers and stuff. So like I think I've done like 9 or 10 at this point.
That's pretty good.
I've done a good chunk so far.
Dude,
they've all just come to me. I've never actually like sought them. That's like a side hustle thing, you know.
That's a side hustle. It's a side hustle.
It's good money, and it's only like a one-time thing, you know. Like
I was gonna say,
all
man,
day, shoot it.
If into like the wedding game, man, that's some serious change, dude.
Dude,
These
yeah, you're
weddings
walking out
pay
of
a
there with a pretty
lot of
penny.
they're paying a lot of money for
Yes.
someone to film and edit this.
Oh, yes.
That's tough
Oh,
work though.
yes.
Not to say it's not tough. That's very tough work. You're there all day and you got to make sure you're getting the right stuff. But
Yeah,
you got to come
that's the
prepared.
thing, dude. I kind of just finished editing like that wedding I was talking about, but like I was almost like overwhelmed when I loaded everything inside of my software because
And you just see like 1,700 files.
it was like a
pouring in.
7-hour. It was a 7-hour long timeline. I'm like, great. Now I got to go
Oh
through all of
my-
that at a half the speed so I don't miss anything.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's
I was sitting,
that's my
dude. I was sitting.
nightmare.
Yeah, I was sitting there for days going through that shit, dude. And the thing is, 7 hours just on one camera. We had 2 cameras
You
too.
have to get the B camera as well.
So I had to
that
do it
footage.
twice. And then we
Twice
were like
at
some
0.5
points,
speed.
yeah.
You're doing it
And
4 times.
And there were some points of the day where we were shooting the same thing, so it was just the same thing but slightly different angles.
Oh
It's
my
like
gosh, I don't know. I don't know how you do
that
some of
part
this stuff,
stuff.
man.
That part sucks the most. Out of everything.
I think I had like something. I think I shot a vlog like 2 years ago or something. I had like an hour of footage, right? And I had to go through the whole thing, and I'm like, dude, this is the worst, man. I got to go through an hour of this right now, bro. You did 7 hours 4 times, man.
Yeah, let's swap, dude. Let's swap.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, that's so crazy. So we've kind of hit the timeline of Hansen Visuals' freelance journey, right? What's on the horizon, man? What are you enjoying doing the most right now? What do you want to be doing? What's on the horizon? Look into the future. What do you got going for yourself, man?
Well, listen, if I'm being, I gotta do something, you know, like
I would agree. It's good to do something, yeah.
I gotta do something, you know, like, and like, listen, we talk all the time, like about waves, you know, we're always on these waves, you know, and I'm definitely at the low part here.
Oh,
and
jeez.
I'm waiting for it to go like this, but yeah, I'm waiting for that wave to come. We're gonna fucking ride that hard as hell. I have a bunch of stuff that I'm like. That's the thing too, right? Like I've shot a bunch of stuff, but it's not enough to do anything with. So I'm waiting to make my next reel. I think that's on the immediate horizon. My next reel. I have a lot of good footage to use in that too that I haven't used yet. So I am excited to do that. But again, I'm waiting to get the stuff that's on my plate off of my plate because it's just like it's weighing me down, dude.
So in that situation, dude, is it like screw everything else, head down, grind until this plate is clean?
Yes.
I respect it.
Yes, but Destiny does not help with that. So we're
You have
struggling over here.
you
dude.
have a addiction to the video game Destiny 2.
I do.
And it does not help that in the same area where you need to get your work done, you could just pivot 2 centimeters this way and you could be playing the game.
I'm looking at the monitor I would normally have Destiny on. This is my work monitor.
So it's literally just like a 5-degree angle change.
You know,
that's dangerous, man. You gotta discipline yourself with that, man.
I know. But a new season comes out tomorrow, man.
That's how they get you, bro. That's how they get
me, man. That's how they get me, man.
You actually went on a pretty intense fitness journey, right? As well. How's
Yes,
that? Is that still going well?
Well, that's here's the thing. Like that's pretty much consumed my life for the last couple months. Like I've been homing and then I've been gymming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Fair. Literally just gym home.
Like,
that's it.
So the time that I would usually spend on more creative outlets, spending in the gym, which is like not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing.
You know, not a bad thing.
Are you focusing heavily on your diet too, or are you kind of just like, man, I'm just getting in the gym?
I have to, man. I fucking have to, and it sucks. I eat one fucking cheese. All I want is to eat a slice of pizza or a fucking cheeseburger.
I think I'm gonna make a whole pizza right after this.
Sue me if I want to enjoy my life. You know.
Sue me if I want one chocolate chip.
Bro,
you know.
I work so goddamn hard. I get a lot of I fucking shed the weight off. I eat one slice of pizza, put it right back on.
Right back, huh?
It's a curse, man. It's a curse. But we've been good. We've been good for a minute, and we're still fucking good.
Good.
We're seeing results, and that's the most important part.
I love it. I love to hear. Are you like cooking your own foods and stuff like that?
Yes, sir.
What's one of your favorite meals to make right now that also quantifies as being healthy and like you feel good about yourself after eating it?
Listen, you can't go wrong with grilled chicken.
Always.
Get a little bit of garlic oven roasted broccoli. A little bit of olive oil on there. A little bit of rice.
Really?
Whip up some zucchini noodles. You know?
You're a zoodle guy, huh?
Dude, I'm a zoodle guy, man. I love my zoodles, dude. I love my zoodles.
I love that you're on a fitness journey, man. Seriously, because
oatmeal, you name it, dude.
Especially in people in our position where you're sitting all day.
I know, man.
You gotta get up and get your blood moving, man.
Especially when I'm freelancing, man. Like when I would go to work, I would walk to the train station. I would walk.
You were working in the city, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I would get off the train. I would walk the rest of the way to work. Like I was constantly moving while I was, and then walking to get lunch. So I was at least moving at some point. But now freelance, the only time I would move is the 2 inches from my bed to this chair. So
and you don't even have to stand up for that. You can literally just roll backwards and just roll.
If I wanted to be extra, if I was waking up extra one day, I could just crawl into this chair from the bed if I wanted to without touching the ground. I could.
That's the one thing I always said. I'm like, my setup can never be in the bedroom, man. I need to at least walk somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, I cannot have my PC set up there because I would not leave that room. I would have no reason to leave that room.
Exactly, dude. That's the next living quarters. I gotta get out of the sleeping room.
And a lot of people will have like the mini fridge in their room as well. I'm like, if I did that, I would never ever get up. I would get up once a week to restock the fridge.
Dude, it was so sick. And every time you did restock it, every time you did restock it, you just felt so fucking good. You're like, God damn, that looks good.
And you crack it open.
Water, Red Bull, Gatorade, fucking whatever you put in there. Like, oh, it looks so good every time it was fully stocked, man.
Dude, that is so funny, man. You're like, yo, it was sick, bro.
Dude, it just looked so good, man. It just looked good.
Well, hey, man.
Just knowing it was over there, you know?
I can't wait to see what you got on the horizon. Keep it up with the fitness journey. You've accomplished so much in your few years here, and anybody that's watched,
you too, dude, you too.
Thank you, I appreciate it. But anybody that's
on the grind, baby.
Anybody that's watched any Flashy X Hansen Visuals collaborations knows how talented you really are, man. Like
that shit's double trouble. You know what I'm saying?
That's dangerous. That's a dangerous mix when you and I get to working on a project together, man.
No one's safe.
No one's safe. Yeah, it's a dangerous mix. I hope we get to work on something again soon, man. I really do. Like we had a phase. Dude, we had a phase where it was like every month we were shooting some project together or something. It was so good, dude.
I was actually just quick side rail. I was just going through old pictures because I was like, I don't really care about my Hansen Visuals Instagram anymore. So I'm just gonna post whatever I want. And there's so many from that one shoot that we did by that like one dam.
That was awesome. Yeah.
And that was a long ass time ago too. But like that meadow and stuff too. I had some great shots from there.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy, man. Yeah, I miss those days. I miss the days of our collaborations, man. Straight up, they're absolutely awesome. But
it's always a good time, man.
I'm really happy to see all your success, man. Seriously, like when you text me, when I hit you up for something and you're like, "Yo, I can't talk. I'm behind a DJ booth right now, making something sick." I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm happy.
Do you think?
Keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. And again, thank you for taking like an hour of your time to be on the podcast, share your story.
Anytime, dude.
It was absolutely awesome, man. And I think that's a wrap for us, dude. Everybody go follow Tyler. He says he doesn't care about his Instagram anymore. He's got his Twitter there. Dude, Instagram, you know what? Before we end, Instagram is... Why can't we just go back to 2019 Instagram, bro? Dude, 2019 Instagram... Bro, you and I were getting like thousands of likes. You didn't have to have all these followers. Hashtags worked. There was like a whole community. Wasn't even that. It was so good.
Dude, it wasn't even that. All they care about now is Reels. And dude, Instagram, literally all I see is Reels. I follow so many photography pages, photographers, you name it. I follow so many because I like seeing their work. I haven't seen it in a year. All I see is fucking meme reels and shit.
Reels on my homepage of pages I don't even follow.
Exactly.
I don't know what they're doing over there. I am happy. I'm seeing like a lot of people, especially people with a buttload of Instagram followers, like starting to talk out against it. But it's never gonna be what it was. It's never gonna be that 2018, 2019 Instagram that was so good. It was so good, man. It was the platform.
Guys, go follow me right here, man.
Go follow me right here. If you're watching on YouTube, his Twitter's been right there. If you're listening on Spotify, it'll be in the notes. Tyler, appreciate you coming on, man. You absolutely crushed it. And again, I can't wait to see what you got coming on in the near future, dude. Keep crushing it.